my beautiful people of YouTube. Thanks for joining me once again. And if it's your first time here, then welcome to my channel. Alright, if you are familiar with Australian politics, then you probably are also familiar with the motion that was brought forth by Senator Pauline Hanson. Pauline Hanson is the leader of the One Nation Party, also infamous for the Please Explain situation that happened in the 90s. Look, I don't always agree with what this woman has to say. I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt and listen to everybody's point of view. And I sometimes do agree with her, and there are points that I disagree with. But today, it's one of those, I guess, one of those rare occasions where I agree with the motion that she brought forth in Parliament, and that is the "It is okay to be white" campaign. Is it not okay to be white? I didn't even know that this was an issue. I didn't know that it's not okay to be white. The fact that it's actually being brought forward means, it says a lot. It means that, I guess, it hasn't been okay to be white for a while. And that is something that I find to be a concern. That is very concerning. I think it's okay to be anything. It should be acceptable, at least, in my view, for everyone to be who they are. If we're fighting for equal rights and equality, and we want the acceptance and tolerance, as we call it, that's a word that is used a lot now, which is tolerance, that we should be more tolerating of each other and we should accept each other as we are. You know, we accept the trans community. I guess even those that don't accept it, I suppose it's being shoved in their faces that they must accept it. And we see members of other minority groups or non-white groups marching on the streets, or at least proclaiming their race and their color with pride. We've seen many black marches and just black people, you know, I guess on the regular, you know, shouting and, you know, proclaiming their pride in their color. You know, I'm sure you've heard people say, "I'm black and I'm proud, I'm this and I'm proud," you know, and pride marches, I guess Mardi Gras and things of that nature. So it's clearly acceptable for every other group and every other race to be proud in who and what they are. So why is it not acceptable for whites to be white? Why is whiteness not okay? Okay, so I know that the obvious answer that a lot of progressives and a lot of people will give you for this is, because these other races and other groups have been oppressed for so long, so it's okay for them to go on the street and march about their pride. Now, okay, so here's my thing. If it's okay for these groups to you know, be proud of their color and proud of their race because they've been oppressed, okay? So what it looks like now to me is that white people are being oppressed in return. So the punishment for these other races having been oppressed for so long, as they're claiming, is that white people should now be also oppressed in return. And at the same time, these are the same people that are fighting for equality and equal rights. So if you don't like, you know, if you don't like racism, if you don't want your group and your race to be racially discriminated against, or to be you know, subject to prejudice, then why is it okay to, you know, to racially target white people? So one day, let's say years from now, after complete oppression and discrimination of white people, when whites become the total subject of everything, right? Let's say they become the biggest oppressed, and it's becoming like that slowly. That's what we're seeing now. We're seeing that white people are becoming more and more oppressed. So years from now, when they start fighting for their rights as well, for equal rights, will it still be okay to march on the streets that you're black and proud, or you're yellow and proud, or gay and proud? Will it then be only acceptable for white people to say that they're white and proud? You know, see, this logic here is what I find to be very warped, because if we're fighting for equality, then all members and all groups and all races, you know, we should accept everybody as they are. We should accept black people as they are. We should accept white people, yellow people. It should be okay to be trans. It's okay to be gay. It's okay to be Christian. It's okay to be atheist. So what we should be advocating for really here is for everybody to be treated equal, right? If it's about equal rights, then whites have just as much rights as anybody else. But what I'm seeing here is that it's more about the inferiority complex of non-white people. I wouldn't even be offended. If I was a white person, honestly, I would not be offended about, or I would not be hurt by any of this. I would not be hurt by the fact that everyone is trying to target me or I'm being silenced as a member of the white community, because it just goes to show how inferior other groups and communities feel. They feel less than. That is their own problem. It's not white people's problem if you feel like you are so inferior that you cannot handle a white person being proud in their whiteness. That is your own problem. It's not the white people's problem. It's not a white person's problem or fault that you're not proud of your own race. You know, if you are really truly proud of being black, right, as you proclaim you're black and proud, if you truly were proud, then you wouldn't have any problem with anybody else being proud of their race, because that's the essence of equality. It's the essence of freedom. We want freedom and equality for all, unless what we're fighting for is ultimately the oppression and supremacy of other races over white people. And I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with a world where there are people and groups that are being oppressed, because that's not fair. I believe in fairness. I believe in personal liberties, and that's why I consider myself a libertarian, because I wouldn't want someone to come and tell me not to take pride in my blackness or to take pride in whatever it is that I want to take pride in. Right now, I am 7 months pregnant, and a lot of the times I feel like a potato. I feel like a sloppy potato, and I want to have the right to feel that way. If if white people want to take pride in their whiteness, you know what? You go out there, do your thing. That just goes to show that other races actually, in fact, feel inferior. It's not because of white supremacy. It's not white supremacy that is to blame. I think this has gone beyond the point of white supremacy, but it's rather about non-whites feeling inferior. So anyway, I just thought I'd come and discuss that quickly. I didn't want this video to go on for too long. I know I haven't been back on this channel for a while now. Please forgive me. As I mentioned just then, I'm 7 months pregnant, and sometimes I get really sick. It hasn't been an easy pregnancy, so just bear with me. I'll try to upload as many videos as I can during the week, but if I don't, please just understand that I'm struggling a little bit. But yeah, that's it for now. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do hit subscribe, and don't forget to like this video as well and share it with your friends. And I'll see you next time. See ya. Bye.